What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you all have been doing well. It has been a long month since I last put out a video and so much has happened. I think the last video I put out was like the beginning of December. It is now January 3rd of 2022. Just want to wish you all a happy holiday, very Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and yeah, thank you everybody so very much for all the continued love and support you all showed me in 2021. And recap, a lot has happened and I couldn't be any more grateful for what 2021 brought me, whether it be my house, the cars, the support from you guys. Just everything has been incredibly awesome. I hope 2022 is another great year for me as well as it is for you. So in this video, nothing too crazy, just more detailed. Just want to get you guys caught up in the month I've been absent. So we'll start with all the bad news, I guess. So bad news number one, well, first off, I got a mild case of COVID, so I was out for a couple of weeks. It sucked, but thank God I am now fully recovered. Bad news number two, as you all know, if you are following the channel and my social media, you would know that my father and I bought the new 2022 Nissan Frontier, and that was back in the beginning of October. Super great truck, loved it. I was the first, I think, in my town to own it, and also am the first to probably had it in a collision. Long story short, some college kid T-boned me at an intersection, blew the red light, and proceeded to blame me when all evidence went back to him screwing it up. So I'll send you a picture of the extent of the damage here. So as you can see, not the prettiest. Needs a new fender, probably some new control arms up front, definitely new doors, and a new airbag curtain. And the good news is the other insurance is paying for it. Bad news is it's gonna take a couple of months to acquire all the parts and repair it. Thankfully as well, the truck is not totaled, so yeah, that kind of sucked. And also I finally sold my Nissan Versa, which was my daily, to a friend of mine, which kind of sucked in the midst of this, but all is well. I just want to apologize in advance if this video is a little spotty and awkward. I am still trying to get back into the gist of things via YouTube, but like I mentioned in the last clip, I sold my trusty, reliable Nissan Versa, and now I am dealing my Honda Prelude. Oh, reliable. Now I have a cool daily. Soul Honda is very reliable. Just kidding, but I love this car so much. I've had the Prelude now for 16 years and it feels good to finally start driving the car consistently again. It has improved significantly since when I first daily drove it. If you were following all the videos on the Prelude, you would know that we completely overhauled the whole undercarriage and suspension, all new brake pads, slotted rotors, steel lines, Motul .4 brake fluid. In terms of like suspension arms, I bought brand new OEM arms, front and rear, upper and lower. We swapped out all of the OEM bushings to Energy Suspension polyurethane bushings. We have custom BC Racing coilovers, extreme low with upgraded Swift springs, running 16K and 14K, which is borderline comfortable for being a daily. I'm pretty grateful that my commute to work is only 10 minutes on super flat roads, but it is still too much sometimes. We do have the NPC drop forks for improved shock travel. Pretty much motor stock, just got front and rear strut bars. We do have Suspension Techniques front and rear sway bars, and that's pretty much it. Motor is bone stock with over 200k miles on it, but still running like a champ. The AEM dual air intake. I got a Buddy Club ground kit, Mishimoto hoses, Mishimoto low temp thermostat, Unorthodox Racing underdrive pulley kit, and a remanufactured high voltage or high amp alternator. Nice and reliable. I do have a slight oil leak on my oil pan, So in the next video or two, we're going to be doing kind of a tune-up, clean the fuel injectors out with some fuel injector cleaner. I ordered new spark plugs. Going to be trying out NGK laser platinums. Got new NGK wires coming in. I do need to buy a new Optima red top battery. I'm just gonna go ahead and flush the coolant, do a nice oil change. After I remove the pan, I'm going to reseal that. Just got my extra bottle of Honda Bond in. And other than that, the Prelude drives amazing. Everybody was so opposed to me selling the car, and the people that wanted the car that was cash ready all lived in the other side of the world. And the first thing everybody reached out to me about, which is crazy, you're all a bunch of savages, is parting out my clear taillights. I let these go for 800 bucks, to be honest. So if you were really interested, 800 cash. I don't want any OEM taillights because I still have my OEM taillights. But this will be the daily for God knows how long. I also do want to refresh the exterior. I want to get a brand new STI front splitter because that one's thrashed. I need new side splitters because these ones are also mangled from the sun, and these are just some eBay special. I'm gonna hit up my boys at Gorilla Splitters. Also, I do want to buy some more CRKs for the Prelude again, and then I'll just end up keeping the R33 GTR wheels, or shoot me an offer. I will be more than happy to sell them as well. And now for some Skyline updates. As you all are aware, who are following the channel on my social media, we dropped off the R32 Skyline to my buddy's shop in Customs to pretty much install all the parts I've been accumulating over the past year and a half, which consisted of OEM timing, new turbo, everything fueling you could imagine, a ton of AEM gauges, some drivetrain goodies, and some other goodies I can't think of on the top of my head. I'll post a picture of all the parts here. So yeah, as you can see, a lot of parts to be installed. I went to check on the Skyline about 4 days ago, and they've made some serious progress, which I'll post pictures of that also. Yeah, so as you can see, the RB20 is, I don't want to say completely torn apart, but from when I checked it out, they updated me with all the timing is done with, again, brand new OEM Nissan components, like literally everything, belts, all the balancers, even the washers, water pumps in, OEM head gasket is in, as well as the ARP head studs, which those who are curious, they recommended me, of course, to run a multi-layer steel head gasket, but since I'm not pushing a ton of power and I'm only gonna stay on like a bar of boost, a lot of people on the Skyline forum said OEM head gasket and ARP head studs will be perfect. Just of course, be careful, but some people are running like over 400 wheel. Of course, I'm an RB25 with OEM head gasket and ARP head studs, and they said it's fine, so I'm gonna trust their word. And knowing me, I baby my car, so shouldn't be an issue, knock on wood. So the timing is out. They had to order some new gaskets for the intake manifold and the intake manifold runner, which should be here within the next couple of days. Then they can start on the assembling process again. Once the turbo is fitted and clocked with all the lines, they're gonna wire up all the gauges, and once that is all done, they're gonna send the car out to hopefully Fine Arc to get some custom intake and intercooler piping made. And once that is out of the way, they'll get it back, they'll log it with a base tune, hopefully my tuner's in town, and start the car and troubleshoot it, make sure everything is mechanically sound, that nothing's leaking, everything is at operating temperature, and all that fun stuff. And once everything is 100% and checks out, we'll go ahead and tune the car. So yeah, incredibly stoked to finally close up the Skyline chapter. At this stage, once the tune is completed, the Skyline to me is 100% completed until I get my hands on an RB25 Neo and build that, but that probably won't happen for a very long time. I'm very content with the RB20, to be honest, and I really want to start something new, which goes into the plans for 2022. I want to be more consistent with YouTube because I need to have more fun in my life. Me, personally, I'm just work, 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 always busy. The money's good, it's great, but I feel like I've lost my artistic touch as an individual, working so much and just being boring, dude. I suck. Like, I'm so boring because I work so much. But it is what it is. Want to start something new. Down to like 3 choices. I know I've been talking about building a Toyota Chaser. That is like the staple of what I want 2022 to be, since they are now legal. Now every YouTuber and their mother is building a GZX100 or a GX100 and Jay-Z swapping it. But my buddy in town who got stationed in Japan is willing to sell me his 98 or 99 Toyota Chaser for a crazy deal. A lot has already been done with it, which is sweet, but also it has been his dedicated seat time drift car, so it does need a lot of work, which I am down for. It just needs, at the moment to get it running, it needs a new battery, probably an oil change, and new tie rods, which is easy. And then plans for that, we would follow pretty much like what we did with the Skyline, but instead I will try to do most of the work myself. It's already top mount turbo with like fueling and all that and tuned, which is sweet. The Jay-Z in the Chaser, he has his mint, it's a tank, but just the body needs a lot of love, which I would sand down completely, order a new body kit. I would go Vertex because I like the front and side and the rear that they make for the kit, and then the wheels on it are VSKFs, which I'd end up selling to help fund for the Vertex body kit, because we do have the Work CR Kais and T7Rs in some pretty solid specs. We'll rebuild all the arms, all new bushings, clean up the interior, and then do a crazy color on the Chaser. I really want to do a deep burgundy or like a candy apple red. That's the first choice. And then now, since it's 2022, the 5th gen Honda Prelude is legal for import. RHD Specialties hit me up and said, hey, we're importing a base model 97. It is in good shape. Everything looks straight from what I can see in pictures, of course. Right-hand drive. I think it's decently low miles. If I did go the JDM 5th gen route, the plans for that car would be to swap literally everything I just installed onto the USDM Prelude, onto the JDM Prelude. So all the braking, all the brand new arms with bushings, the coilovers, the MVC drop forks, the sway bars, literally everything suspension wise. And then there's really nothing here I would honestly swap over. It already has the Type S strut bar. I'd probably just swap over the AM dual air intake and let's run a new battery, do all the maintenance on the JDM 5th gen. And then for this one, I just sand it down to bare metal and sell it cheap. Oh yeah, also can't forget the clear taillights, gotta swap that over. On the JDM 5th gen, I would of course do the same color, the raspberry red pearl. I would just add more finesse to the paint by adding a ton of pearls. I would want it super obnoxious so you can see me from like a mile away. So I would again do raspberry red pearl with like gold flakes, gold and purple flakes. John and I have been talking about it from last year, and I think that would be really cool and sort of unique. And also the price of the 5th gen RHD Specialties is offering me is literally more than half the price of a Toyota Chaser now that people are getting in the States. So let me know in the comments below what you would like to see build wise for 2022. I would love to get back into building a Honda, back to my roots, and what better Honda to build than a JDM 5th gen Honda Prelude. So that is going to conclude this portion of the video. Thank you everybody so much who made it to the end of the video, and thank you for putting up with my rambling talking. Wish I had more content for you guys in this video, but I am currently waiting on parts Next video, I'll probably do, like I mentioned in the beginning, all the maintenance on the Prelude, which will also be a DIY because there's not a whole lot of videos on how to, say, re-gasket, reseal a 5th gen Honda Prelude oil pan. So I think that'll be fun, get me back in the groove on working on cars and all that good stuff. But thank you again, everybody, so much for a successful 2021. And I hope 2022 is just as successful, if not even more successful. So thank you everybody again for the continuous love and support. And if you're new to the channel and want to hit the subscribe button too, that'd be awesome. And remember, aim high, drive low. We'll catch you next video. Take care.